In last session, we started the discussion related to tax rates. Yes. So tax rates almost done, but we discussed only normal incomes related tax rates. Individual HUF, AOP, BOI, HAP can follow the 115 BSc. If they don't want to follow 115 BSc, they can take optional tax rate, that is only old regime, or normal tax rates. And company, domestic company also, they can follow normal tax rate. If they don't want to follow normal tax rate, they can opt 115 BA, BAA, BAB. Yes, partnership form, only one regime is there discussed. Foreign company, one regime discussed. Cooperative society, normal as well as optional. But as of now, we discussed only what normal incomes related tax rate. So definitely we have some special incomes. These special incomes are taxable always at an special tax rates. Surcharge discussion also over. Health and education already you know. Health and education is related already you know. Now shall we start the special tax rates points? Yes, please start. Yes, we can discuss the special tax rates. Yes, ma'am. Special tax rates. So please tell me, special tax rates are applicable for whom? For all SSEs. Individual having the casual income, same tax treatment. Partnership firm having the casual income, same tax treatment. So that means if special incomes are having in the hands of different SSEs also, we having the same tax rate. Now we are discussing the special tax rate. These tax rates are applicable for all SSEs. Please write it down. These tax rates are applicable for, yes ma'am, these tax rates are applicable for whom? All SSEs. These tax rates are applicable for all SSEs. Who are all SSEs? Any idea? Individual to AJP. Now, sir, in this chapter, I want to introduce few special incomes as well as special tax rates. Basics only, that's why few special incomes only we can write it on. First one, capital gain. Yes, I know you leave this total chapter as a choice in your intermediate level. Okay, but no problem. I will tell you entire capital gain chapter in this final level also. But in this special tax rate, I will tell you some tax rates. Please let me know how many types of capital gains we have. Two. One is an long-term capital gain. Another one is an short-term. First, I will write down short-term. Anything also, no problem. Short-term capital gain. If any capital asset is a short-term capital asset, on that we can get what? Short-term capital gain. Yes. Yes. If asset is a long-term capital asset, on that we can get what? Long-term capital gain. Now, shall we? Now remember, section, yes ma, short-term capital gain we can discuss ma. Short-term capital gain. How many sections are there for the short-term capital gain tax rates? Two. First one. Yes sir, any idea? Triple one A. Another one? Okay, you are saying section triple one A. Next one triple one. 112. 112 is long term. discuss anything, right? You can register for some more time. No problem. Yes. Other than, there is no section, ma. Other than triple 1A. Other than section triple 1A. Okay. Now, remember, if any short-term capital gain on three things, ma. Listed equity shares on what, ma? Listed equity shares. If any short-term capital gain on, yes, ma? If any short-term capital gain on units of equity oriented mutual fund units, EOMF means what, ma? Equity oriented mutual fund units. Next, last one, units of business trust. Yes, don't worry about these words, sir. So in further chapters, I will tell you in and out, but try to remember these names as of now. If any short-term capital gain you got on these three capital assets, that means what, ma? These three capital assets are short-term capital asset. If you got any short-term capital gain, that is taxable under which section, ma? Triple 1A. Any idea about tax rate, ma? Huh? 20. How you know all the things, ra? Huh. Generally, I'm asking, ra. Okay, Annual Finance Act. Super, ra. Remember? Yes, ma. Please remember the tax rate. Forget about earlier rates, etc. Yes, what is the rate, ma? 20%. So flat 20% ma directly. There is no basic exemptions, etc. If any short-term capital gain you have on these three short-term capital asset, that is liable to tax at the rate of 20%. Then I purchased last month gold. So gold rates are increasing drastically. Now I'm selling the entire gold. Now short-term capital gain or long-term? Short-term. So this is a short-term capital gain on, please let me know, any asset other than what, ma? These three. Gold. Can you tell me? Other than these three only, I got what, ma? Short-term capital gain. Now, any short-term capital asset, any asset other than what, ma? Other than financial asset. Now I will tell you, whatever that asset we referred, yes, these three are called as an financial assets, ma. Other than this financial asset, if any short-term capital gain you got, yes, that is taxable at what rates, ma? Any idea? Hey, 1, 2, 3, third, ra. Any idea? Any idea? Just guess, ra, no problem. Who are saying normal? Who are saying normal tax rates, ra? Yes, normal tax rates. Remember, in capital gains chapter, mostly we have an special tax rate. But this section only or this part only taxable at what, ma? Normal tax rate. This part only taxable at what, ma? Normal tax rate. Like whatever the tax rate we discussed earlier, that may be default tax regime or optional regime, whichever you want to follow, you can follow for this short-term capital gain other than triple 1A. Next, ma, long-term capital gain. Now I want to classify it into two. Any idea about section numbers, ma? Already you said. Super. 112. Section 112. Next, ma, other than 112, 112 A. Next one, ma, section 112. Section what, ma? 112. Clear? So 112A, please let me know what is that 112A, ma? Any idea? Same. Same, ma. Any long-term capital gain on these three assets. Any long-term capital gain on how many assets, ma? These three. Can you tell me these three means? Yes, ma? These three means we can call it as what, ma? Huh? These three assets means long-term or short-term, ma? Long-term capital asset, these three. And on that, if you got long-term capital gain, now what is the tax rate, ma? Any idea? Super. 15, ah? 1 to 100 you can say, ra. Okay. Remember, ma, tax rate is nothing but 12.5%. What is that, ma? 12.5%. At the rate of 12.5%. Here, remember, basic exemption limit is there here. BEL means what, ma? Basic exemption limit 1,25,000. Suppose 10 lakh long-term capital gain under section 112A we have. Out of 10 lakh, how much is exempt, ma? 1,25,000. In excess of 1,25,000, whatever amount we have, that is taxable at the rate of 12.5. Now, next, ma, long-term capital gain on. What is that, ma? Long-term capital gain on any asset other than financial asset. That is what, ma? 112. Now, any idea? Yes, ma? 15%. Any idea, ma? Any asset other than financial asset means, example, I have a building, ma. Yes, sir. From last 10 years, I am holding this building. So that's why long term or short term, ma? Long term. Now I am transferring long term capital gain other than these financial assets. Now taxable under which section, ma? 112. Yes, tax rates, ma. Here you have to remember few tax rates, not only single tax rate, ma. Few. Yes, sir. First one. Yes, ma. First, whichever is lower. Whichever is what, ma? Lower of. Two things. 20% with indexation. 20% what, ma? With indexation. Yes, sir. Or next one, ma? 10%, sorry, 12.5% without indexation. Yes, you can calculate both, and whichever is lower, you can take. This is one tax rate we have. Sir, in which case we have to apply? In capital gain chapter, I will tell you. Not required now, unnecessary if we started that entire discussion. Now our total topic will deviate it. That's why. Okay. In some cases, two rates we have. Whichever is lower, we can. Please calculate indexed cost. Sorry. With indexation on that rate apply 20%. Rate applied 20%. Without indexation, you can apply rate how much, ma? 12.5. Now, sir, is there another rate? B. Is there any other rate? Mostly we will follow rate given in B point only. Any idea? 12.5% without without indexation. Without what ma? Indexation. Are you clear? Sir, mostly which one we will follow ma? This is only 12.5 without indexation. But in some cases we have to follow point A related lower of the following: 20% with indexation, 12.5% without indexation. So these are the capital gain head of income special tax rates. How many sections are there taxable with a special tax rate? 3. 111A, 112, 112A. But other than 111A, always taxable within normal tax rates. Now, first point is over. In capital gain, what are that special tax rate taxable incomes are over. Now, second point. Casual incomes. How much ma? Casual incomes. Under section 115BB. Please remember section numbers also. What is that ma? 115BB. Any idea ma? Taxable at the rate of 30% flat. So tax rate given for that casual income in which section ma? 115BB. Third one. Yes ma? Net winnings. Net winnings from online games. Net winnings from which games ma? Online games. I think now it is a trending topic, you know. Yes. Now the tax rates are also clearly mentioned under same 115BBJ. 115BBJ. What is the tax rate ma? The same tax rate but separate section released. Now, fourth one. Okay, early morning ra. So after waking up in your bedroom, you found one bag ra. Within that bag, 2 crores worth of cash you found ra. How much? 2 crore. Just imagination ra. If that is happened, you can't come to that class also, and qualification is also not required. Okay, if you haven't passion, I can't say ra. Okay, how much amount of cash you found ma? 2 crores. Okay, you are greedy person, that's why you are started the counting process ra. Without hiding the money, first you started the counting process. In that counting process, assessing officer is approached to your house for doing search activity. Doing what ma? Search activity. So now during that search activity, he asking some questions. How you earn this money? Simply you are saying, sir, this is not at all my money, sir. I don't know how this money is kept in our room also or any house also. You are saying that. But assessing officer will say, that is your money only. And you are not saying any proper explanation. That's why he will start the levying of tax from the undisclosed income. If that is disclosed means already you paid tax on that. Because assessing officer now he will treat that income as an what? Undisclosed income. Now he will start the levying of tax. You are very happy only. Why? That is not at all my money. But he is saying, this is your money only. And they are asking tax. After payment of tax, you can definitely hold some amount of money. Okay. Then we can start our calculations. Tax rate is 60%. Okay. Still also we are happy. How much more tax means? 2 crores into 60%. Okay. 1 crore, 20 lakh. Very happy. Okay. Okay, in Dukudu Brahmanandam calculations only. So how much is left, ma? 80 lakh. Okay. Then they are asking surcharge amount 25%. Okay, nearly 1 crore 40 lakhs is over. 60 is pending. They are asking again 4% health and education cess. So means, okay, one more 10 lakh roughly. So surplus we have an 50 lakhs a surrounding. So then this is a definitely happy moment for you. Maybe for somewhat. For some time only this is a happy moment. Right? Next what will happen I will tell you. They will impose penalty. That is nothing but what, ma? 200% of your tax liability. 200% on tax liability, not on income. Then they will initiate the prosecution also. Prosecution means imprisonment, that too rigorous imprisonment. Okay. Simply you will pay some amount of tax from your own pocket and you need to face the what, ma? Prosecutions also. Now very important, ra? In every attempt we have an MCQ from this section number. Yes, what is the section number, ma? Undisclosed income. What is that, ma? Undisclosed income. If any undisclosed income identified by the assessing officer on that undisclosed income, what is the tax rate? Any idea? Section number 115BBE. 115BBE. Can you tell me? Taxable. Ma? 78%. How it will be 78, sir? So tax at the rate of how much, ma? 60. Surcharge at the rate of how much, ma? 20. Health and education says automatically how much, ma? 4. Please calculate effective tax rate. It will be 78%. In exam, if they are asking just the income tax rate, 60, ma. If they are asking total tax rate effectively, 78%. Pakka. Now, next, ma. So I want to write few points relating to, okay. And many students having the doubts, sir, these are only special incomes are there? No. Other incomes also there are special. So in different chapters, we can discuss different points like cryptocurrency tax rates. These are all the things in further chapters I will discuss. As of now, these 4 are enough in an basic concept stuff now. So we can discuss the one more concept. What is that, ma? Health and education cess. Any idea about health and education cess percentage, ra? Is there any amendment in this? No, ra. Now, health and education cess is applicable for whom, ma? All SSCs. This health and education cess is applicable to all SSCs. Now, this is in how much amount, ma? 4% on. Yes, ma? We have to apply 4% on. Yes, how much? Income tax plus surcharge minus or surcharge or minus what, ma? Rebate. Sir, in your case, they will levy the surcharge, ra, because you are a rich person. In my case, they will give the what, ma? Rebate. So these two things will not be happen in the hands of same SSC. If surcharge is leviable, there is no concept of rebate. If rebate is available, there is no concept of surcharge. So that's why please remember health and education cess is an last step in the tax computation. First income tax surcharge or what ma rebate. Last we have to add health and education cess at the rate of 4% for all SSEs. Now you have to write it down. Health and education cess is an last step in the tax computation. Many students having these small doubts, sir, when we have to add health and education cess. Remember, after doing all the things, last resort is nothing but adding health and education cess. Yes. Health and education cess is last step in tax computation. Last step in tax computation. So this is an own notes. So in examination time, you have to refer in a quick time. So some chapters I will not at all give notes. Directly I will teach from the concept book. Some chapters, nearly 5 or 6. Remaining all I will give the notes only. Okay, it may take some time. Maybe 40 or 50 hours class time can be increased, no problem. Next month, after completion of health and education cess, now we'll discuss about the rebate concept. So up to now charging section completely over. We'll discuss normal tax rate, special tax rate, surcharge, health and education cess all. Can you tell me what is that heading we are given for the charging section number ma? 4 3 akka. So now we have to start fourth one. What is that concept ma? Rebate. Rebate under which section ma? 87 capital A. Rebate under section 87 capital A. Okay. First you have to remember rebate for the poor persons or who earning the low level of income. But for all types of SSEs shall we give rebate? No. For individual. That too resident individual only can get the rebate. Surcharge for all. Individual HF, AOP, BOI, AJP, cooperative society, domestic company, foreign company, for all we discussed the surcharge rate, because if the total income more than how much ma 50 lakh, 1 crore we discussed so and so. But rebate is given only for one SSE, that too if he is a resident. Whom a resident individual. Okay. First that point you need to know. Who can get the rebate ma? Resident individual. Okay. Sir, resident individual can follow how many regimes ma? Only one only he can follow. Only one only he can follow. He have two regimes, but out of these two he needs to follow only one. Two regimes he can follow. How akka? Any one of these two. First default tax regime, that is under section 115 BAC subsection 1A. Next one ma, this is only we can call it as what ma? Default tax regime, or we can give the name as what ra? New regime. Okay. In this case, how we are going to provide the rebate? Shall we start? Okay. Any idea? 12 lakh. So that means, remember, for all resident individuals can get rebate. No. Whose total income does not exceed 12 lakh. Whose total income does not exceed 12 lakh. Does not exceed means what ma? 12 lakh also okay, less than 12 lakh also okay, he can get rebate. Okay, please check it out. First one, ma. Yes, ma'am. If total income does not exceed how much, ma? 12 lakh. If total income does not exceed how much, ma? 12 lakh. Okay, roughly, we can calculate the tax liability on how much, ma? 12 lakh. Yes, under which regime, ma? 115 BAC, please involve. BAC subsection 1A. Now tell me, ma. 0 to 4 lakh, amma. What is that? Nil. 0 to 4 lakh is nil. Next one, ma. 4 lakh to 8 lakh, 5%. Calculate amount, ma. 20,000. Super. Next one, ma. 8 lakh to 12 lakh is at 10%. How much, ma? 40,000. So how much amount of tax liability we have? How much, ma? 60,000. So now minus, we can get the rebate under section 87A. How much amount of rebate you can get, ma? Total 60,000. So here you can get the rebate of how much, ma? 60,000. So after removing the rebate, you don't have any tax liability. That's why no need to add health and education cess. Provision saying that if your total income does not exceed the 12 lakh, yes, you can get the rebate. How much amount, ma? Any idea? Rebate is, yes, ma? Rebate, yes, sir. Income tax payable. Yes, ma. How much income tax payable in our question, ma? Or rupees 60,000, whichever is lower. Are you understood, ma? Suppose 10 lakhs, ma. How much, ma? 10 lakh. Please calculate tax on how much, ma? 10 lakh. So now rebate is nothing but income tax payable or 60,000, whichever is lower you can take. Simple statement. If any resident individual who followed the default tax regime, if they having income less than or equal to 12 lakh, no need to pay any tax because of rebate under section 87A. Clear, ma, up to now? Pakka. Now, can I remove this, ma? Sir, why this 60,000 given must in statutory in act they are given the 60. How it will be 60, ma? If I calculated tax on 12 lakh, so how much it will be, ma? 60,000. So I want to remove it, because you know these calculations very well now. Now, ma, one more. Sir, then what will be the position if total income, yes, sir, what will be the position if total income more than 12 lakh? There is no rebate. Rebate is available still under marginal relief concept. Rebate still available under which concept, ma? Marginal relief concept. How it will be worked out, I will tell you. Yes, ma? Now, how it will be available, I will tell you, and I will give you one question also. Listen carefully. Clear? Okay. So how the rebate will be available in this case, I will tell you in a step-wise. Step 1. Total income. Yes, suppose. Yes, suppose I am given the total income. Yes, 12,15,000. How much, 12,15,000. Total income minus 12 lakh. Please calculate in step 1. Example, Example, how much total income we have, How much total income we have? 12,15,000. So now, first step, tax, total income more than how much, 12 lakh. How much it will be? 15,000. Additional income I am earning more than 12 lakh. How much, 15,000. Step 2. What is that, Step 2. Compute income tax liability. Compute what, Income tax liability. Compute income tax liability on on total income. Compute income tax liability on total income. So can you tell me step 2? Yes, we are required to calculate tax on how much, 12,15,000. Please follow 115 BAC rates. Please calculate the tax on 12,50,000. 12,15,000. 0 to 4 lakh. How much, Nil. 4 lakh to 8 lakh. 28 lakh to 12 lakh. 40,000. Next, 15,000 excess is there. Yes, how much it will be? 2,000 to 20. Total, 2,250. Total, 60 to 250. Clear? Now, step 3. Before going to step 3, I will tell you, additionally, how much amount I earned, 15,000. You only saying that up to 12 lakh, no need to pay any tax. But more than 12 lakh, how much I earn? Just 15,000 only I earn. Okay. Because of earning 15,000, etc., they are asking how much amount of tax, 62,250. How it be possible, How it will be possible? My additional income itself 15,000, but they are asking extra tax how much, 62,250. Definitely, it is a burden to the SSA. So now, yes, what is that, If step 1, if what, step 1, if step 2 is more than what, step 1, definitely step 2 is nothing but more than what, step 1. Then here rebate will be available. Sir, what is a rebate, sir? Simply step 2 minus step 1. Yes, can you calculate, How much, Step 3 is nothing but step 2 minus step 1. How much, 47,000. 47,250. This is only, we can get it as an rebate. We can get it as an what, rebate. Sir, if any rebate is there, that should be reduced from what, tax liability. Yes. Finally, you are required to pay. How much amount, 62,250 you are required to pay as per rule. But they are given the rebate how much, ma? Yes. Now I will tell you. Yes, ma. Just here I am calculating the tax liability, ma. What is a tax liability you are required to pay normally? Yes, ma. Tax liability. Yes, generally how much, ma? 62,250. But minus rebate under section 87A. How much it will be? 47,250. So how much balance, ma? 15,000. Simply excess amount they are asking, ra. Instead of paying this amount of tax, please pay what, ma? Excess how much you are earning. But last step in tax computation is what, ma? Adding health and education cess. So I think it will be 600. 15,600 is an tax liability after giving the what, ma? Rebate. So now I want to ask you, ra, rebate under new regime. Two types we can get. The first one, ma, if total income does not exceed 12 lakh, income tax payable or, yes, ma, income tax payable or 60,000, whichever is lower, you can get it as refund. Second, ma, if total income is more than 12 lakh, can I get rebate? Yes. Under which concept? Marginal relief concept. Some amount of relief they are going to provide you. First step, what is that income you are earned in excess of 12 lakh? Second step, please calculate tax liability on how much, ma? Total income. Step 3. Step 2 is more than step 1. The difference between step 2 and step 1 only marginal, rebate. So first, anyhow you are required to clear this amount of tax liability. They are provided this amount of rebate. Ultimately, you will get tax payable how much, ma? 15,000. But after adding the health and education cess, it will be 15,600. Clear? Yes, ma. Now, so I want to discuss the, if the same SSC is following the, yes, ma, optional or what, ma? Normal or what, ma? Old. Now, shall we start, ma? Yes. Under normal tax rates, under normal tax rates, or under old regime, yes, ma, or under optional tax rates, under optional tax rates. So now here also individual can get the what, ma? Rebate. Here also individual can get the what, ma? Rebate. Any idea? 5 lakh. The same provision we have. Yes, ma'am. What is that provision, ma? If total income, if total income, can you tell me, does not exceed 5 lakh, does not exceed how much, ma? 5 lakh, then he can get the rebate. What is that amount of rebate he can get, ma? Yes, ma? Income tax payable or 12,500. If you are calculated the tax on 5 lakh, you will get how much, ma? 12,500. So whichever is lower. Here there is no concept of what, ma? Rebate under marginal relief concept. Only this point, that's enough. Now I want to give you an explanation why this section number regime is treated as default. Many of the individuals will go with this regime only because of rebate concept. If your total income does not exceed 12 lakh, no need to pay tax. But in this regime, if total income does not exceed 5 lakh, then only they are given no need to pay any tax. So that's why remember the many of SSCs will choose this regime only. So that's why Act also making this regime as an default tax regime. Clear all of you? Yes, now. Done? Shall we go for one more concept, ma? Yes. Concept number rebate is over, ma. Next one, ma. Number 5 or 6, ma? 5. 5. Rounding off of, yes, ma? Rounding off. Here I want to tell you two sections, ma. Section 288A and 288B. 288A and what, ma? 288B. Two 88A, 288B. Do you know anything about the rounding off, ma? Okay. Sir, how to calculate total income? We need to aggregate 5 heads of income. After aggregating the 5 heads of income, we need to reduce the what, ma? Chapter 6A deduction. Then you will get total income. On the total income, we are required to calculate tax liability. Before calculation of tax liability, please rounding off the total income. So first we have to rounding off of what, ma? Total income. So first we have to rounding of the total income. That provision is nothing but section 288A. So after rounding off, please calculate tax liability. So after calculation of tax liability, the tax liability also required to be what, ma? Rounding off. So the tax liability rounding off, yes, we have in section 288B. What is that, ma? 288B. Shall we? Either total income or tax liability. Both the things should be rounding off. Now, example, ma, sec 2,88,836.85 is there. 2,88,836.85 is there. That may be total income, tax liability. One more I will give. Yes, ma. 2,88,833. Yes, ma. 75 we have. Sorry, 73 we have. Next one, ma. 2,88,835.19 is there. Then how we can do rounding off? Remember, for total income rounding off also, tax liability rounding off also, the same content we have to follow. Now, ignore the fractions. What is that, ma? Ignore the fractions. Okay. Rounded off to nearest multiples of 10. For 836, what is that nearest multiple of 10, ma? 840. Or for 36, what is the nearest multiple of 10, ma? 40. Super. 2,88,000 Super. Next one, ma. Nearest multiple means 2,88,830. Done. Next. 840. How many of you are saying 840? How many of you are saying 830? Remaining are physically disabled, right? Okay. Remember, 5 or more should be rounded off to next multiple of 10. 5 or more should be rounded off to next multiple of 10. Okay. For in any our SR books also, we haven't clarity regarding the 6, 3, etc. But in exam, they will ask 5. Okay. So now 2,88,840. What is that provision, ma? 5 or more should be rounded off to next multiple of what, ma? 10. 5 or more should be 5 or more in last digit. In last digits should be rounded off to. Should be rounded off to. Should be rounded off to what, ma? Next multiple of 10. Next multiple of rupees 10. One more concept we can discuss. Sixth one. Break all. Complete break. Okay. Sixth one, ma. Maximum marginal tax rate. What is that, ma? Maximum marginal tax rate versus, yes, average tax rate. Average tax rate. Sir, these concepts you can use in the double taxation avoidance agreement chapters. Okay, in future we can discuss some chapters. In that we are required to use these two concepts. One is an maximum marginal tax rate. Another one is an average tax rate. First we'll discuss about the average tax rate. First we'll discuss about the average tax rate. Suppose yes, ma, 1 lakh total income, ma. 1 lakh total income. On that we paid the tax 31,000. Yes, ma, 31,200. How much tax we paid, ma? 31,200. So on an average, what is the tax rate we paid? Yes, sir. How we can calculate this average tax rate, ma? Yes, total income 1 lakh. And tax you are paid 31,200. What is the rate, ma? Please calculate. 31,200 divided by 1 lakh. How much? 31.2. Sir, 31.2 explanation also I will give you. Yes, ma. On this, generally flat rate 30%. If that is in company or partnership form. Plus what, ma? 4%. Okay, this breakup we don't know. But totally, what is that effective tax rate we collected, ma? 31.2%. This is only called as an ATR. What is that, ma? ATR means what, ma? Average tax rate. So is there any formula for this? Yes. Average tax rate is equal to tax payable divided by total income into 100. Total income into 100. So this is only the formula for calculation of what, ma? Average tax rate. Now next concept, ma? Maximum marginal tax rate. Maximum marginal tax rate. Any idea? So maximum means highest or lowest, ma? Highest. So what is that maximum tax rate we can levy in the hands of one person? We can assume that individual is following the default tax regime. What is the regime he is following, ma? Default tax regime. Is following which regime, ma? Default tax regime. Okay, imagine whatever income you want, high income. Maximum, what is that income tax slab rate, ma? 30%. I'm asking maximum, not minimum. Okay, highest surcharge rate, ma? 25. Because he's following 115 BAC. In 115 BAC, what is that maximum? 25%. Plus what, ma? Health and education cess. Please calculate effective rate. 30 plus 25 plus 4%. 39%. This is only maximum rate we can apply in the hands of individual if he followed the 115 BAC. Like for every person you can calculate. Just imagine domestic company. MMR we can calculate, ma, if they are following normal tax rate. What is that highest tax rate, ma? 30. Either 25 or 30. Highest one, ma? 30. Highest surcharge rate for domestic company? 7, 12, 12 plus 4%. For every person you can calculate the maximum marginal tax rate. Simply highest slab rate, highest surcharge rate, plus health and education cess. Now, in this, I will give a notes only for the individual. But so tomorrow or day after tomorrow, first chapter concept book I will give you. In that you will get in for all SSEs maximum marginal tax rate. But in notes now, we can write the only individual maximum marginal tax rate if he followed the section 115 BAC or what, ma? Normal or optional. Under optional rates. Okay, give me help, ma. What is that, ma? First one, highest slab rate. How much highest slab rate, akka? 30% plus highest surcharge rate. Ma? Highest surcharge rate. How much? 25%. Plus C, health and education says directly what, ma? 4. There is no high or low health and education says. Now, can you tell me total? 39%. Effectively calculate, ma. Don't add all the things in your calculator. Yes, 30 plus 25% plus 4%. Now, if you apply this same thing here, Highest slab rate same. Highest surcharge rate will differ. How much, ma? 37%. So now 40, count it down total, 42.744 percentage. 42.744. Clear up to now? One more concept. వెళ్ళిపోతారా? కాసేపాకి వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చులేరా? బోర్ కొట్టదా హాస్టల్కి వెళ్ళాక? అనిపించదా? ఏంట్రా? Once again, I am saying to all of you, I have hearing disability. Really. But okay, that cannot be called as a defect. But if multiple persons are speaking, I don't know how to receive that answer also. So that's why always I will open the calculated answers in front of me. Okay, I will ask from you, whether you are saying or not also. Okay, you can say, but I'm not at all capable to listen all those answers. And I think tomorrow you will get a calculator here. Srinivas are also same. So he will not at all depending upon your answer. Every point he will calculate on the calculator. Simply he will dump the answer. My case also same. I have an answers in my mind. Otherwise I will keep PDF. Then you can say now. Next. 7. Last concept for today. Okay. For today, last concept. Okay. Number ma? 7. Revenue receipt versus capital receipt. Revenue receipt versus revenue receipt versus what ma? Capital receipts. Sir, akka, same explanation you know already regarding revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. But now we'll discuss about the receipts. Okay. One small example we can take. There is an house property. Assume this as an house property. If you have any objections, you can draw on your own. Okay. This is an house property only. For this house property, Mr. A is an owner. He is only owner for this house property. So now, Mr. A having one source of income. From this source only, he can earn the what ma? Income. So that's why we can call this as an source of income to whom? Mr. A. So now, in my case, if I am in Mr. A place, now I want to give this building for let out basis and I can earn the what ma? Rental income. This is one option we have. What is that option ma? Let out and we can earn what ma? Let out and we can earn rental income. Suppose example, yes sir, 12 lakh per annum we got. Every month 1 lakh per month. Okay, 12 lakh per annum. Okay, instead of that I want to write it down in a monthly point of view. So now, if you are in the position of Mr. A, definitely you will do sale. One time income you want. So anything also okay, income only. From this source of income only we are earning these two types of income. Can I earn both the types of income? No. Any one only possible. No. Remember, If any source of income is there, by using that source of income, by using the source of income, if you generated any income, that is only called as what ma? Revenue receipt. And recurringly you can get this type of incomes ma. Every month 1 lakh, 1 lakh by using this source of income. But by way of selling the source of income, you are getting the one-time amount, that is called as what ma? Capital receipt. Yes sir. By way of what ma? Sale. Yes, nothing but 50 lakh example. How much amount by way of sale you generated ma? So that is only we can call it as what a capital receipt. So now briefly we can write it down about the revenue receipt versus capital receipt. Then we can close our discussion. How many types of receipts are there ma? One is a revenue receipt. Another one capital receipt. First one, meaning ma. First I want to write it on the meaning. First, meaning of revenue receipt is nothing but income earned by using the what ma? Source of income. Income earned by using the source of income. By using the source of income. That income is called as what ma? Revenue receipt. Income and by using, regularly we are using, regularly we can receive what ma? Revenue receipt, monthly wise also. Yes sir, example, in case of function halls, kalyana mandaps, etc. We are giving on day wise also, we are getting regularly day wise income. That is also revenue receipt. That may be hourly, daily, yes sir, monthly or yearly, anything. Regularly we are getting. Now I want to know the taxability. Yes sir, meaning I understood sir. If any revenue receipt is there, how it will be taxable? Any idea? Revenue receipts are always taxable unless otherwise exempted. Revenue receipts are what ma? Always taxable unless otherwise specifically mentioned in that act as an exempted. I will tell you. Yes ma'am. Normally local authorities having some house properties. Local authority means municipality, panchayat, corporations. So they have some house properties like panchayat office, municipal offices, corporation buildings, etc. They can also give this building for let out basis to others. They are earning income. That is revenue receipt or capital receipt. Revenue. This is an exempt under section 10 subsection 23. In any specific section saying that revenue receipt is exempt, in that case is exempt. Remaining all cases are what ma? Taxable. What is the point we can write ma? Always taxable unless otherwise exempted. Unless otherwise what ma? Exempted. In act, if specifically mentioned as an exemption, yes, then only exemption will be available. Remaining all cases, it will be taxable. I already given one example. What is that ma? Local authorities house property rental incomes is exempt, but remaining all taxable. Now one more meaning, can you define? Income earned by sale of source of income. income earned by sale of source of income. Yes, it is called as what, ma? Capital receipt. Now, what is the tax treatment in case of capital receipt, ma? Ma? Here, reverse point you have to tell. Always exempt, unless otherwise taxable. So generally exempted only capital receipt. But in capital gain chapter clearly, we have some sections to calculate capital gain. In that cases, taxable. Remaining all cases, what, ma? Exempt. Remember, yes, in reverse you can write the always. What, ma? Exempted. Always exempted. Unless otherwise taxable. Clear? So mostly we can conclude this chapter in next session, that may be tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So tomorrow, if you want to get only one class, that should be CFR. If you want to take 2, DT. 3, law will be added. Okay. Okay, we can meet tomorrow. Thank you.